If you're here, I'm guessing you're near the end of your pregnancy, wondering when your little one will decide to make their grand entrance. Maybe you're feeling excited, maybe a little impatient, and maybe you're even a little bit uncomfortable. Trust me, I see you. First, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath. Know that your body is wise, your baby is wise, and that your labor is going to begin in its own timing. But if you're looking for a few gentle ways to encourage things along, I've got you covered. Today, I'm going to share 6 natural ways to support your body as it prepares for birth. Please note that these methods aren't about forcing labor, but about working with your body's natural rhythms and its wisdom. Love and blessings, beautiful people. My name is Elizabeth Vanderbilt. I'm a holistic doula and a women's health coach. I currently reside in Saskatchewan, Canada. Everything said in my videos are primarily, and most importantly, for educational purposes only. I'm not giving out medical advice because I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to teach and share with you my love of learning about women's health and reproductive. So, if you so choose, I always ask that you consult a healthcare professional and do your own research so that you can learn more. Before we dive in, I want to give you a quick reminder that actually 39 weeks is now considered full term, and it's always best to check in with your care provider if you so have one before trying to do any methods. So, let's get into it. Step number 1 is going to be moving with intention, walking and curb walking. So, movement is one of the most effective and simplest ways to encourage labor. Walking helps shift your hips and allows your baby to settle deeper into your pelvis, which gently presses on your cervix and that encourages that oxytocin release. It's a beautiful hormone that's going to help labor progress. If you haven't heard about it before, stay tuned. I do lots of videos about it. So, if you want to take it up a notch, instead of just walking down the street, I don't know if there was a song to that, but try curb walking. So, you're going to step up on a curb or down, so 1 foot up, 1 foot on the curb, or you're going to have a staircase so that you can create a gentle rocking motion that opens the mid-pelvis. So, that your tightest part of your birth space becomes a little bit more open. And if you don't have a curb like me, I live in the middle of nowhere, you could just simply walk up and down the stairs while holding onto the railing. You're going to want to do it one hand, like sideways, one hand up, and then move up again, and then up, and that's how you go. Funny enough, I had someone who I knew that didn't have stairs, and she even put one of her highest heels on one foot and not the other, walking around the house. Not perfect, but everything helps, as the key here is to move with mindfulness and listen to your body while doing it. We're going to talk about that intimacy and oxytocin release. Let's talk about one of the most enjoyable ways to encourage labor, which is intimacy. First and foremost, orgasms release oxytocin, not just during pregnancy, but all year long. And semen contains prostaglandins, both of which help prepare your cervix and encourage your contractions. If you haven't got the hint already of what I'm trying to ask that you need to do, hint. I've had some people question which positions are best. And as my doula friend and best friend in life, Asia, always says, what got baby in is going to get baby out. If it feels good and right for you, physical connection can be a beautiful way to bring on labor, while also deepening the bond with your partner before baby arrives. I would also like to add that if it feels like a chore and maybe certain things are not feeling like they should, then maybe you're not releasing that oxytocin hormone enough to help. Nipple stimulation, awakening your body's power. So, massaging or rolling your nipples mimics the sensation of breastfeeding, which naturally releases oxytocin, the same hormone that fuels your contractions. So, you can do this manually, or I always recommend having your partner assist because it just kind of gives that intimacy, so it's a double whammy. Or you could even use a breast pump for a few minutes at a time. I always say that kind of comes off a little more clinical and maybe not as helpful for the oxytocin boosting that you need. Honestly, this method can be quite effective, so just go slow and pay attention to your body's response. If your contractions are picking up too quickly, pause and kind of let your body guide the process and see if they continue or if it's just the form of Braxton Hicks. So one of the most sacred foods for labor is dates. Dates have been used for centuries as a natural labor aid. They contain fatty acids that help produce progestins. I'm never pronouncing that correctly. I'm going to have it written in the description properly. Softening and preparing the cervix for birth. Ding, ding, ding. Very important. Studies even suggest that eating 6 dates a day can shorten labor and reduce the need for medical induction. Beyond the benefits for labor, dates are nutrient dense and they provide a great energy boost. They're also an excellent snack to pack in your hospital bag for quick and sustaining nourishment during labor. I've also seen that some people make like a date smoothie, and that is very yummy. You might also want to pair this with a red raspberry leaf tea. As I mentioned in a previous video, red raspberry leaf tea is great for toning the uterus. It is also said to be beneficial for preparing the cervix, so having a combination of both dates and red raspberry leaf can be taken during the upcoming weeks from 36 weeks on by drinking and eating it. Although I've had some people that eat it all pregnancy long, and it just, again, they're beneficial. It's not really, I would say, wow, labor next day. We're going to get in the castor oil debate. So should you or shouldn't you? First off, I'm not a healthcare professional, so this part essentially is on research and on your talking with future healthcare provider. So, castor oil. Some people swear by it, while other people don't. Castor oil is a strong laxative and can come with very uncomfortable side effects. This includes nausea, diarrhea, dehydration, and cramping that can be mistaken for labor contractions, which can mix you up. Along with castor oil, a popular one is the midwife's brew, which has castor oil amongst other items inside this midwife's brew. Seeing as it's called the midwife's brew, probably a midwife would recommend it. There is also concern that it may cause the baby to pass meconium, which is their first bowel movement, in your amniotic fluid, which can create complications. So, if you're considering this method, I want you to, number one, do your research. Find out articles from the NIH, evidence-based birth, and look where you can to see what information is provided to you. You want to start with a small amount and make sure to stay hydrated the entire time. So say you take 1 tablespoon, again, not a recommendation, but drink a cup of water with it at least. So remember, there are gentler and safer ways to encourage your body rather than pushing it before it's ready. Another one that isn't really holistic or in that sense natural finded is the membrane sweep, which is a provider assisted option. Although I have heard of some people getting their partner to try to do it, so not my business. A membrane sweep is something your provider can do during a prenatal appointment by gently separating the amniotic sac from the uterine wall, which can trigger the release of progestins. I never pronounced that correctly. Hormones that help ripen the cervix, as previously mentioned. Now, this can be effective if your body is already preparing for labor, especially after 40 weeks. Oftentimes, there are situations where healthcare providers will even do it without your knowledge or say-so. So always be kind of on your toes and looking out for that information, and always ask questions during any types of exams, etc. It may be uncomfortable, and there's a small chance it could cause your water to break. So it's important to weigh not only the pros, but also the cons, and trust what feels right for you. Remember to use the brain. This, of course, can be done with medical care providers. I have heard some midwives might also perform this option of induction as well. So again, seek out what your provider is able to help with. There you have it. Natural ways to encourage labor in a way that honors your body and baby. But more than anything, I want you to remember this. Your baby will come when the time is right. I know waiting is hard. Trust me, I have it on everyday situations. But the waiting period can feel long, but it's also sacred. Every extra day inside of your body is an opportunity for your baby to grow stronger, for your body to prepare, and for you to soak in the last moments of your pregnancy, especially if this is your first or even your last. I know you're ready. I know you're tired, but trust me, your baby is coming. It's coming. And when they do, all of this waiting will feel like a distant memory. You probably won't even remember the waiting period. You'll remember the birth. Until then, I want you to nourish yourself. Rest where you can and surround yourself with love. Like, the more date nights you can fit in, the better. Thank you so much for watching another video. Please make sure to subscribe to find more tips like these. I love doing this for you. Peace.